First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Seattle Seahawks. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. Good to see this man running again. Here's Chris Carson, and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. A tackle credited to Deshaun Elliott, the safety.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Wilson. And that is incomplete. The former Pro Bowler Glover Quinn there making the play.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This is taken at the 18. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Lions will take over. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Hey, you got 3 down, 3 down.
Set, got a 20! Tag 53! Tag 53!
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, the timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 7 yards on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Play action. Now Wilson. This is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
They come out here in the and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
11. Set. Go to 20. Zebra.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for a Lions first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Underneath for Johnson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
21. 22. 20 hot.
Now a handoff, Johnson, and he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
From the 50, Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Forward out. You set. You 80. 21.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. Stafford now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
3 down.
Play action. Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
On second down, here's Stafford. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They run it with Carson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Right left, right left.
Now Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the first down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the first down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the first down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Give me radar. Set. Yellow lady. Yellow lady.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys.
Hey, hot.
Get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Back's mine.
22.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd down, Johnson. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
11.
Single. I got 11.
Hey, 22. 22.
Here's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll begin the drive with Carson. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And the tight end Dixon left side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Baby, get him, boy. Get him, boy.
2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. He got 29 yards that time.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get a
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL,
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
19.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And Janikowski bangs it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Hey.
Mike's 54. Mike's 50.
On first down, Stafford here. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Screenplay. Johnson. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Hey, give me radar. Get in there now. You go set. 180.
Right there, 54 Mike.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing. Put it hot, hot.
On first down at Stafford. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
Zebra. Set. 280. Tempo.
Now Wilson on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because in NFL parlance, he's a third-day selection. Anyone after the fourth round, that's big-time scouting right there. And what a great play he just made.
Jumbo, set. Tag 53, ready. Jumbo.
56 to Mike.
21. 11.
Gonna be a long day offense.
After the interception, here's Stafford. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go. Come on, man. Pick it up.
54.
Jumbo, set.
Watch 54.
Set.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. So we've hit halftime. Just a few. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
82's moving. Watch the safety creep.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
3 down. Hey,
Set. 280. 21.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Here's Stafford now on second down. He'll get this one to Galladay. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Hey, 22!
Three buzz.
Set! Blue 80!
He's moving, boys, he's moving. Mike's 5-4.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Stafford now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's first and 10.
Omaha, remove! Zebra!
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Hey!
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Hey! Motion!
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays,
Hey, 22!
that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
I got him. On me.
Now Johnson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
You got three down.
Dribble, set!
On second down, Washington down right around the 25. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
Hey, you got three down. Mike's 50.
Dribble, set! Hot!
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
I know a field goal ties it, but I'm not just tempted to go for it. I say do it. At this spot of the field, go get the touchdown.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good, and that will knot us up at 10. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that?
on, what does that mean? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Tempo.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. He's got a man complete. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are going to take the lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. And when you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Here we go. White.
Right there. 54, right there.
Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up in that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This is Carson, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. On 2nd down, Wilson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now it's Carson. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Tempo.
To throw is Wilson. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And Dixon over the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Seahawks on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions will take over at the 20. So out now come the Lions. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Riddick. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Stafford on third down. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Give me radar.
Watch the pass.
Hey, go here.
They go play action here on 1st down. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
Hey, give me that. I need it. The feature right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
But, has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Don't say nothing. Go here. Don't say it. Right there.
He'll look to throw. Complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now.
32.
They'll look to throw. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal.
Hey.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Light.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And now a critical extra point attempt here. don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Now it's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Wilson now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He lets it fly for Lockett. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Shotgun.
Here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Damon Harrison with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
3 down.
Now Wilson. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside, or more likely I take the knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, give me radar. Hey, go here. Block it.
Nice, sweetheart.
Stafford. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Here we go. Zebra.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down. We got to stand up over there.
Omaha tonight.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Slam.
Jumbo.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
Here's Johnson. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. He wasn't able to really get anything going in regulation. Maybe it'll be a little different story here in overtime.
And it appears that with that call, they want to establish the run in overtime, try and set the tone for what they're going to get done. And you're right, maybe it didn't work so well in regulation. Overtime could be the charm. And by the way, yards count either way.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. They go with the ground game, pick up the first, now in plus territory.
And that changes the whole mentality of a play caller, doesn't it? Once they cross the 50, they feel like they're in the strike zone, all right? You don't have to be in the red zone to take those big shots downfield or go after the end zone. Right now, that might be available to them.
And now this first drive in OT continues. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
3 down.
22.
Mike 56.
Hey, go here. 21.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this.
Hey, 22.
3 down.
They pitch it out to Johnson. Oh, look at the juke. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters, what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for the Lions, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they will hit the road next week to take on 5 now with the loss. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.